All right, guys, welcome back to the World Championship Series, European Premier League Season number 3. We have the victor of Group G on the line, Mr. Acer MMA, along with Acer Inu. How are you guys doing?
Nice, yeah.
Nice. All right, cool stuff. Happy to actually get this interview. I think it's the first time we've actually interviewed a Korean in WCS.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, with a translator like this.
Yes, certainly so.
Definitely.
All right, so firstly, obviously, congratulations for moving on. And I've got to ask, in the broad spectrum of things going into this group, MMA wanting to advance on and then go on to BlizzCon if he can accrue enough points. How did he feel going into this group against his opponents?
이제 WCS 포인트도 모아야 되고 이 그룹을 봤을 때 어떤 느낌이었는지 상대들을 보고.
별다른 생각은 없었고 일단 블리즈컨에 가야 된다는 생각이 너무 절실해서 열심히 했어.
I didn't have any special thoughts about the group, but since I have to earn a lot of WCS points for BlizzCon, I tried my best.
How important is getting to BlizzCon for MMA, do you think?
블리즈컨에 가는 게 얼마나 중요한지.
WCS 나뉘고 나서 시즌 1, 시즌 2, 시즌 3 해서 맨 마지막에 글로벌 파이널 하는 만큼 되게 의미 있는 대회라고 생각해. 그리고 NIM에서 그 소중한 추억도 있고 잊지 못한 추억도 있고 그래서 꼭 가고 싶어.
Since it's the biggest tournament after season 1, season 2 and season 3 of WCS, it's really important for me, and also I have a lot of good memories from Anaheim, so I really wanted to attend.
I can imagine a lot of good memories indeed.
Yeah.
So, going into the final series here that he's just played against Baby Knight, can he talk us through the first game? Because it was certainly very back and forth.
마지막 그 베이비 나이트랑 했을 때 첫 번째 게임에 대해서 형이 봤을 때 설명한다면?
일단 세 번째 멀티를 너무 늦게 발견을 아예 못해가지고 내가 그때 한방 러쉬 치즈 갔을 때 밀 줄 알았는데 먹어놓은 자원이 너무 많고 또 토스 본진에서 스팀을 실수로 2번 연속으로 먹어가지고 못 밀었어. 그래서 되게 엄청 힘들게 이긴 것 같아.
So I didn't really know about his fast third expansion, so my rush with the SCVs should have just killed him, but he had so many resources up to then, so he had a lot of reinforcements through his fast expansion, and also I did a mistake using stim twice in a space, so my units didn't have a lot of health.
Just that very last map that he just played, he scanned and saw the attack coming right before it happened. Did he have any idea that something like this could happen? I mean, what was the main reason for the scan? Because against TAiLS, for example, it's a lot different. He's maybe even expecting TAiLS to all in, but against Baby Knight on that map, is there a reason why he decided to scan? Was it just a regular checkup? Did he maybe have a feeling that something like this could happen?
마지막 맵에서 이제 베이비 나이트 상대로 스캔을 해가지고 뭐 공격이 오는 걸 봤는데 어떤 이유로 스캔을 했는지 뭐 이미 그런 걸 예상을 했었는지.
그냥 예상이 아니라 기본 토스 체제를 파악하기 위해서 스캔을 했고 베이비 나이트 선수가 좀 건물을 한 곳에 모아지는 그 습관이 있더라고. 그래서 좀 쉽게 발견했던 것 같아.
So the scan is just a basic thing I usually do, and also I analyzed Baby Knight, and I knew that he always builds his buildings at one spot, so I could know what he's doing.
Very, very good in terms of scouting out his opponent. Okay, so moving on to the round of 16. Obviously, he's been there before. Is there anybody in particular that's already qualified through that he would rather avoid? Especially considering I think he beat 4GG at DreamHack, didn't he already? 2-1. So is there anybody he would like to avoid, or is he going to take on all comers?
다음 16강에서 만나기 싫은 상대가 있다면?
없어.
No, there's anyone. There's no one who he would avoid.
So this is, come on, MMA. Will you win WCS? I know you understand. Yes?
Yes, of course.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, it looks like MMA might be back, guys. Any last shout-outs that you guys want to give?
마지막으로 하고 싶은 말이 있어요?
어제 부크레슈티 갔다가 오늘 바로 와서 경기를 치렀는데 유럽에 좀 오래 있다 보니까 시차 적응 같은 게 문제가 없이 잘 경기를 치렀던 것 같아. 그래서 16강에서도 좋은 모습 보여줄 수 있을 것 같아.
So he just came from DreamHack Bucharest, and it's been a while that he came to Europe, so there are no problems about jet lag or something like that. So he thinks that he will be in very good shape for the next games in WCS too.
Excellent. Just one quick, really brief question. Since Innovation joined the team, how much has it helped MMA with his improvement? Has it helped a lot or just a little or nothing at all?
마지막으로 질문 더 하나 한다면 신영이가 우리 팀 오고 나서 좋은 영향을 미쳤는지 그게 형한테.
일단 팀 성적으로 봤을 때는 신영이가 와서 팀적으로 너무 좋은 건 맞고 개인적으로는 아직 그렇게 많이 배우진 못했어. 그래서 한국 돌아가면은 시간이 있으면은 많이 배워야지.
Actually, for himself, it didn't really help till now because they didn't really have time to practice together till now. But when he goes back to Korea, they're gonna train a lot together.
Awesome.
Nice. Maybe even a scarier MMA and a scarier Innovation. All right. Well, unless you've got any more questions, Paul? No? Good stuff. All right. Well, thank you very much, guys, and congratulations, MMA, for advancing on to the round of 16.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye, MMA.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Well,
Awesome guy. Awesome guy.
He's pretty cool, as is Inu, actually. Very nice guy as well. Everyone on Team Ace is so friendly.
That's right. Acer are really dominant teams in recent times, and MMA will be here and joins the other 12 players that have already made their way through. So we have 13 now that are coming to the live event just next week, starting on Tuesday next week. It's very, very close to happening, and I'm personally very excited to have MMA come and advance through in first place in this group. But that means that we need to now work out who's going to be in second.
Yeah, we're narrowing it down to 3. Our next match is going to be between 2 players who are on the verge of falling down to Challenger League. It's going to be NRS KrasS going up against MVP TAiLS. But before we get into that, to find out who falls down, who advances on to play against Baby Knight, we must say a big thank you to our sponsor in the form of Roccat. And again, now it's down to the 3 players to choose from. If you want to win the Cone Pure Optical Mouse, all you have to do is head over to Twitter, hashtag Roccat, as well as hashtag WCS, and tweet us who you believe will be the second place finisher of this group. Only 3 left.
That's right. Easy to do so, and the odds are getting more and more in your favor.
It's kind of cheating, really, but whatever. You can do as you please, guys. You can do as you please. All right, so Belshire Vestige will be our first map between these guys. Are we expecting, once again, TAiLS to bring a lot of aggression, or are we expecting him to play out the game a little bit longer against opponents that he's not as familiar with?
I'm pretty sure he's going to play aggressive.
Yeah?
Against MMA, it's always going to be difficult to pull off. But if we look back at Season 2 when players also did this style to play aggressive to pick up the wins, it was achievable. So I think that if he was going to... I mean, I guess there's a couple ways you can look at this. You can say, well, maybe he tried to be aggressive versus MMA because he knows he can't beat him. Directly knows 100% he can't beat him in a straight-up fight. Maybe he says, all right, well, KrasS is not MMA. Maybe I can beat him in a normal fight. I may play a normal game. But I think that we probably will just see, once again, the same aggressive style from TAiLS.
Yeah, these guys probably all been watching these games, trying to scout out their opponents. They had the advantage at the very beginning of all playing the kind of same matchup that they were all going to have in the next round, maybe, like if it wasn't going to be the mirror. So, and it's worked out that way. So obviously getting as much as intel as possible is absolutely important here. So Belshire Vestige, as we load up onto this, countdown's begun between these guys. Do you think TAiLS can eke it out with aggressive styles? Or
He may be able to pick up a game, but if he plays that style throughout the entire of the series, I'd have to favor towards KrasS. KrasS will know that TAiLS is going to play like this, will be on top of his scouting. So if we see TAiLS play aggressive every single game, I think that KrasS would have an edge to be able to, hopefully, move into the finals match.
Yeah, KrasS is certainly no pushover. We saw that against Baby Knight, that he was not just going to be completely pushed over. He had advantages that were ended up falling away from him, but now we have, spawning up to the top left-hand corner, our blue Protoss, representing MVP and Korea. He is MVP TAiLS. And down to the bottom right, as our red Terran, representing Neurosoft as well as Germany. He is KrasS.
I think that KrasS will win this series 2-1.
I think I will go with this as well. Unless TAiLS can somehow get a very, very advantageous position with this aggression that he's probably going to put on, there's no other way it's going to work out. KrasS, again, he's no pushover. I said it at the very beginning. He's no pushover, and he's going to anticipate what TAiLS is going to be up to.
All right, so that's the main focus. It has to be of KrasS, right,
Yes.
for this series. But TAiLS, on the other hand, I really don't think it's wise for him to try that style over and over and over. Remember that TAiLS, coming into this group today, is focusing on one thing, to make sure that he can try to get out of the group, even if it's second place. Because if he can get out of the group and play to the live show, that's where his strengths will be. That's where he can really show us what he's got. Because right now, it's very difficult for him to do that. And I'm sure that he's just going to go, all right, I'm just going to cheat 3 games in a row, man. You know,
Yeah.
live it. Let's do it. But I think that he'll play this. I think maybe smarter with his builds, like show one thing, do another, play a bit of mind games potentially. But look at KrasS. He's actually going command center first.
Wow.
Against TAiLS here, inside his main base, scouting around inside his main base as well. But this is almost, for TAiLS, if he was to scout early on, telling TAiLS, come on, he's baiting it.
Yeah.
He's like baiting it by going command center like this.
Oh, TAiLS is going to chrono boost out his first Zealot here as quickly as he possibly can do. There may be a few, just a few little units here for KrasS if it's going to be straight chrono boost focuses into the gateway for a second time with that second Zealot. So this could be a bit annoying here for KrasS. He's just going to have to micro his heart out.
Yeah, but from the high ground, he should be fine.
Yeah.
So
could even just wall this off and keep those guys out. If
that's the thing. I mean, if he feels threatened, but I don't think he is going to throw down another supply depot, of course, because he's going to have his command center finish up soon. That'll boost his supply. So he actually shouldn't be looking to throw down another structure here. He'd just be after the micro against it. But, you know, it's only a single Zealot. It's not too difficult to do. You can even pull SCVs. Technically, you could even lose an SCV.
Yeah.
But he does throw down a supply depot. Look at that. He sees the Zealot and says, all right, you know what, Apollo? It's fine. I actually will build a supply depot and will make sure I'm safe against this. But one thing, though, that with Stalkers being pushed across the other side of the map here, it is becoming more increasingly difficult to actually go down to expand. Coming down this ramp where there's a Zealot, Stalker, and a Mothership Core down there does get harder. And he sees the command center first, too.
Yep, he pokes up there and sees exactly what he needs to, so it knows what he's going to be playing against, and with that, it starts his nexus behind this. SCV waddles on in and sees this at the perfect moment.
Another chrono boosted Stalker, though, from TAiLS. He's got one going across the map, a second one as well. He gets into the main base, which is fine, but I still feel that in this position for KrasS, it's much better to throw the... If you're going to go command center first, do it like MMA did. Put it down on the command... Put it down in the low ground, and then just make sure to micro your Marines well, build a bunker, because now in this position, it's very difficult to expand, to actually mine from your command center.
Yeah.
Sure, he gets an SCV boost, but he isn't going to very easily just move down this with 2 Zealots, a Mothership Core with a Time Warp, and a Stalker and a second one coming across.
He's pushed up against the wall. He's going to try and go out and maybe tickle away at that Mothership Core, but it will end up pulling back just out of range. Needs to bring an SCV over here to repair this supply depot, otherwise it's going to die. Oh, I'm kind of surprised that that's going to end up dying. The Time Warp as well, trying to slow down these Marines. Doesn't lose the Mothership Core. Nice control by TAiLS so far. Yeah, he's actually going to get in here. The Mothership Core does die, so...
But there's another Stalker too, remember?
Yeah.
About to come in. He's got to be careful. Losing all these units without killing too many SCVs is not that good here. But he's already picked off a few. He's still not letting his opponent mine.
And how does KrasS follow this up? He just secures his natural...
No, he just plays a very normal game. Just throws down the Tech Lab now, but even his Tech Lab and stuff is delayed as well. And more gateways coming in here from TAiLS. He knows that everything's delayed here. Remember that MMA in that previous game bought extra time with his bunkers, and then bought extra time to get stim done. Actually, that's a really, really fast scout. Okay, that's actually faster than I expected that to come in. He sees the extra gateway, so he actually has enough time. And to be honest, he may not even need to buy time for an upgrade if he simply has enough bunkers.
Yeah. Whoa, Twilight Council as well here for TAiLS, so kind of changing things up a bit after being scanned. Bunkers continue to lure to the front. So this change-up, is he just going to go straight into Blink and try and catch his opponent out off guard with that? Or what's his thought process here?
Just for follow-up. Like, to be honest, I mean, it's not very smart to just cancel stuff, so he could easily just not even do an attack here, forcing a major overreaction. And he is, look at that, just going to throw down the Nexus.
Wow.
So the follow-up here will be Blink, and it will be just, you know, defensive Blink like we saw Baby Knight do. But as we can see, that KrasS is just going to be completely on the wrong receiving end. To be honest, if I'm as TAiLS, I'd be on the edge of my Nexus, and I'd be looking to move forward. As soon as the SCV scouts 3 sentries just moving down, that's where KrasS freaks out. Because KrasS is almost certain this is going to be an attack.
Yeah, he is. You're right, though. Just to make it look like you're still going for this is really important here to sell exactly what you're doing against your opponent. Does he end up poking forwards and see those sentries and, you know, assuming that there's going to be a somersault?
He'll probably just think it's not an attack anymore.
All right.
The sentry's still there, all 4 of them. He's going towards the 3rd, and he'll probably get there too. So he knows that this isn't not. And he gets a bit of a bigger scout than MMA did against Baby Knight's 3 command center. For sure, like this is a much, much faster scout. And with this kind of information now, KrasS, to be honest, even doesn't need to throw down the 3rd command center. He may just try throw down 2 extra barracks and put the pressure on even harder than it can come now. Or he could just try to throw his 3rd down too. Obviously, it's up to KrasS what he decides to do. But I think extra barracks would be quite smart.
And there they go down in the main base here. So looking to apply the pressure and keep his opponent on his toes. I mean, his army supply is 30 to 22 right now, so he certainly has a very nice sizable army, but at the same time, TAiLS with these 4 sentries banking up a lot of energy and has Photon Overcharge. It's going to be difficult for KrasS to actually break that position thus at the moment.
Looking at the sentry count, he'll probably be able to cut this off quite easily, and Blink is almost done too. KrasS has got to be a little bit careful. I mean, Stim is done as well, but if this gets cut up nicely with a lot of Stalkers here.
He saw it with a Hallucinated Phoenix that his opponent was coming in from both sides as well. So a lot of knowledge there for TAiLS. Will chase that on back, even with an offensive Blink forwards to try and catch some of these units. But that's a lot of bio. He has to be careful about where he's going to go with that. The force fields go down, but hello, there's no Zealots there to actually do the damage. So he loses so many sentries.
I think the key words I just said earlier before, if he cuts it up, that was all of it at once, and he just lost all the sentries. And now with 5 barracks behind this, powering up, Medivac's a little bit slow to start. I think he didn't have the stop put in the right position there. He's only got 1 Medivac out. I'm not sure what happened there.
That was that feeling where you take a big chunk, a bite of bread, and then it's like way too much and you try and swallow it. It's like, you can't actually get it down. That's a tough spot there for TAiLS. He's got a lot more gateways on the way, but he lost a lot during that.
Yeah, no combat shields either coming in for KrasS. Oh, okay, there it is.
Yeah. A little bit of a slip, or at least just trying to get that a little bit slower. But, regardless of what's going on, Double Forge goes down for TAiLS, and that's going to be a lot of upgrades. But at the same time, he is getting aggressive with his own Zealots over the other side and got a few worker kills, but not too much. Yeah,
I don't think TAiLS is in the worst position. I mean, he's obviously not in the best, but he does have Zealot charge on the way now as the Forges are about to begin too. KrasS is sitting with +1 attack in a handful of units here, but this is one of the most defensive maps that there is for Protoss. If they are able to force field well on the ramps, and if they defend well in the main base.
There's the scan. What did he actually spot
Looking
there?
at the army composition, just seeing if there's any tech properly come in yet, if it's heavy gateway style, if it's not. And with all the warpins, actually showed like all the gateways present.
Exactly.
He warped in with everything all at once there. So he actually shows off the 8 gateways. So KrasS knows that it's not going to be very tech-based, but he also knows now that there's not really going to be any splash damage either.
And he even denies this pylon down to the bottom left if he actually is able to kill that off with 1 Marine later on, if there's no Zealot weapons there. But at least he'll be mindful of that position as KrasS now Well, he's going to be going up against Templar Archives pretty quickly here for TAiLS. Can KrasS hit anything before this Templar Archives is out?
Yeah,
or does he just go?
I mean, he doesn't need to pull SCVs or anything, but he still has just natural timing. But that's kind of bad, because obviously he would have liked to maybe get that drop down. And,
yeah.
But the Zealot Charge. Zealot Charge is a great upgrade, man.
It's pretty good.
And this will help out a lot against these units trying to run up a ramp. And 1-1 is very close to being finished now. And to be honest, I wouldn't even focus. Well, I guess you can get stormed down, but I mean, Archons are fine. Feedbacks are fine in this point too. It doesn't necessarily just need to be storm.
And the Ghost Academy is now on the way for KrasS in response to what he's seen, but with this factory that is actually just landed in his opponent's main base, because why on earth not? So warping in a few Stalkers trying to
get a mine into the mineral line.
It's worth a shot, I guess, for KrasS.
2-2 is on the way though, but I think that KrasS really needs to still get something done, like some kind of damage. He's lost units. He's lost more than he's dealt, which isn't what's meant to happen against such a fast third Nexus. And that time isn't over yet. He can still do something, but soon it will be, because once 2-2 is done, we saw what happened when Baby Knight got to 2-2. It does make a big difference. He's mined a lot of resources. And then we even have the robotics facility coming in soon for a bit of a switch up when it comes to tech and observers. If KrasS sits back on what he's doing, then I feel that eventually there isn't any chance to do anything anymore.
Well, TAiLS' army, it's funny because, you know, just going for this gateway exclusive force, his army looks huge right now, going up against what his opponent has. That many zealots? How many zealots does he have? 37 zealots. Oh my, I can't remember the same time I've seen that many zealots out.
There's a lot of zealots, and there's a lot of marauders in this mix too, which aren't going to do the best against these, especially when these 2-2 upgrades complete.
That's a lot of zealots. Well, 119 army supply against 97. I haven't really seen this style out of a lot of Protosses for a long time. But he could actually just wave across him if he's not careful here. Needs to come in from a good angle, though. This might not be it. Has to retreat back out as that high ground was given to KrasS.
Yeah, KrasS needs to get his armor upgrade too. I think he's forgotten about it. He didn't have enough money when he first bought it, and now he's kind of forgot because he's building ghosts and stuff. That actually can hurt him the longer this game goes on.
Especially against zealots. Zealots swipe in double time, and you know, these ghosts. Well, a lot of EMPs against this army could help out. Hallucinated Colossi here to try and make this work and push up. Maybe scare his opponent, but great EMPs hit a lot of those zealots. And if he bottles those zealots up, maybe he could do some damage to them. But still, waving across him with all of these zealots, can they do the damage they need to?
The EMPs are pretty good.
Yeah. They certainly were. And again, you know, just that bottled up funnel position behind these mineral lines makes it so hard for TAiLS to do the damage. KrasS just obliterates all those zealots and continues to pursue those stalkers.
Yeah, TAiLS fought on KrasS's terms, and KrasS with the good EMPs as well. That really did work out for him. But Double Colossus is on the way here. Zealots at this level should be enough to hold on for now.
Yeah, that army's not too strong here for KrasS just yet, mainly because it's not even healed right now. So stimming and then trying to go for these engagements against that many zealots is going to hurt a lot in the long run. He has to be careful, as that Photon Overcharge will push this away with those zealots.
Look at this though, still without splash damage, it really does hurt you. Really do need splash damage. Colossus are almost on the way out. The zealot line is dead, and once that zealot line dies, you're gonna have to blink behind the stalker, behind the zealots here to really get the most amount done.
Still trying to buy time for those two Colossi that do end up now rendezvousing with this army, one trundling down from that main base as well. Still charging on forward to push away KrasS, and not doing too badly, but he doesn't have thermal lance, so he has to be super careful about it with those Colossi.
A lot of gas available here. I mean, Archons would be great against this. There's no ghosts either, right? So, you know, this is nice.
Yeah. Getting a lot of splash damage in there, and those Archons will be able to tank quite a bit. And 3-3 is about to finish up as well here for TAiLS, so he has a good opportunity to shut this down from KrasS.
Yep, he does. And I actually, you know, now that this is, well, with 3-3 about to finish, 3-3 is very nice here. There's no Vikings. He's had to build 2 starports here to be able to catch up in time. The 4th command center's been stopped as well.
Zealots down to the south. Been able to do some great harassment as well. Got a few SCV kills, even forced the cancellation on a 4th command center that was halted from being produced. So really good aggression here from TAiLS behind all of the seeming aggression from KrasS that just wasn't doing anything at the front.
Yeah, to be honest, at this point, what TAiLS is looking to do is like, all right, I'm going to build a really, really good army, and then I'm going to attack.
Yeah.
That's like his plan at this moment. He's like, really good army, and then attack. And KrasS really needs to get this Viking count out, building 4 Vikings at once. He's still got 0. There's 4 Colossus out now.
As soon as those 2 Colossi get with this, does he just go?
Yeah, even if he's not maxed out, just go.
Yeah.
He's got gateways to reinforce to max out, but he should actually go now.
Yeah,
this is the perfect timing.
It certainly is. This is going to be hard for KrasS to deal with unless he gets some good concaves and some good flanks, but it's not as easy
There's
on
not even
Belshir
enough
Vestige.
ghosts. There's not even enough EMPs really to deal with the amount of Archons there is.
Yeah, 3 EMPs across that. Those Archons would have to bundle up so closely. Nice position with the Vikings at the very beginning of this fight here, but the Zealots are not actually here to reinforce these Archons, so they will take a lot of damage, but the Colossi reinforcing as well is the big damage dealer. KrasS taking so much damage, and TAiLS takes the first game.
Without being super aggressive. He did take a very fast third base, which was able to power him up a lot there. But notice how he didn't focus on trying to get storms or trying to do anything like that, which we'd usually see. Just focusing on his economy and then focus on building a big army, which is what he did. And that's how he got this victory over KrasS. And now KrasS goes into this next game saying, 1 game away from being eliminated from the World Championship Series here.
Yeah, it's a scary prospect here for KrasS, especially a player that, you know, has only just really gathered his stride into Premier, trying to kind of prove himself on that big international stage. But TAiLS, he played a good game. He played a good game. It was a really weird decision to just go very gateway exclusive and then push up, as you said, rightly, into an engagement that was on KrasS's terms. But he was able to bounce back from that.
He was able to bounce back from that, and TAiLS now goes into this next series with just a single map away from moving on to the final match to play against Baby Knight. And, you know, even if TAiLS was to advance from this series, I feel that it's going to be very difficult to play against Baby Knight in a PvP where we know Baby Knight is very good in and could easily topple his opponent. But anyway, I don't think TAiLS is thinking too far ahead of himself right now because the next map is going to be on Whirlwind. Do you think that KrasS opens up Command Center first again like he just did? If he did it on Belshir Vestige, a 2-player map, surely he does it on Whirlwind, a 4-player map.
He certainly could do. I would be scared at doing it against TAiLS in a second series, though. That would be kind of scary. So I think it would be a scary thing for KrasS to do here. I don't think... Well, what do you think? Do you think it'd be wise?
I would still do it.
You think?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see. As you said, it's a 4-player map, so it's something that is very akin and attuned to these kinds of maps, and you can get away even when your Protoss opponent is putting on a lot of aggression. So let's see what to the table. He already showed that he can go into that macro focus against KrasS, which we were kind of speculating at the beginning. But he did get scouted out with his aggression as well, with the scan. So it was back and forth, left and right, with what he wanted to do.
Yeah. I think that TAiLS may try something again here. Even if it, I mean, I don't know what type of villain. There's obviously so many to choose from here. But I feel that KrasS is just going to approach this game like, all right, Command Center first, scout heavily, get scans down, get SCV scouts around, and hopefully be able to pick up a win.
And we do now have, spawning down to the bottom left-hand corner, needs to bring it back. Really, really needs to keep his Premier hopes alive. Down to the bottom left-hand corner are Red Terran, representing Neurosoft, as well as Germany. He is KrasS. And down to the bottom right are Blue Protoss, representing MVP and Korea. He is TAiLS.
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 All right. Who would you prefer to see move on here? It's like you answer like the one that deserves it the most.
Oh, so PC. I think that after all of the attempts, after all of his runs through Challenger qualifiers and Premier qualifiers, TAiLS having to battle against all of this lag, I wouldn't mind seeing him advance on. He's tried so hard. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from KrasS, and I'm actually not too bad friends with him. But TAiLS, man, he's been up against it from the very word going Premier Europe.
He has. TAiLS has gone for a 12 gateway here. So 12 gateway usually leaning obviously towards aggression here. And KrasS is looking towards going command center first. We could see something as simple as a 4-gate come out from TAiLS.
We certainly could do. And, you know, with that KrasS here just going for that command center, as you rightly pointed out, he could be in a spot of bother. It depends on how well KrasS is actually going to scout out. TAiLS is going to scout his opponent last, which is not the best of positions, but could just go straight blind into whatever he would want to do.
I'm pretty sure he's going to go 4-gate.
Yeah?
Well, as I say that, he chrono boosted the Zealot, but okay, so if he'd saved that chrono boost there and built the cyber core, it was going to be a 4-gate, but upon chrono boosting into the Zealot now, this is actually a decent position for him to be in, because the probe will actually tell him where he is. By the Zealot is anywhere close to actually deciding which way he's going to go, because the probe will arrive to the natural in the main before the Zealot needs to make a choice where he goes.
I think he's going to the bottom, because he had it rallied straight there, the gateway, so...
And there's no bunker down at all at this point, and if you chrono boost obviously into the Stalker and Mothership Core behind it, and there's no bunker, like I said with MMA was building a bunker while having 3 Marines down. But the Zealot's already there, and we only have the barracks just finishing up, and the Zealot's almost there, and there is no bunker being made. The SFE did see the Zealot, and it's going to build a bunker, but look at that on the high ground here. He realizes that it's too fast to even try to defend the natural.
A cool little move here by KrasS, but how well is it going to work on out? He'll just have to, lift up the command center after the orbital command is finished. That one Zealot's not going to kill an orbital command during all of that time. And, well, SCVs as well as that Marine do come off the line to try and deal with this one SCV. Sorry, this one Zealot. Taking a few swipes, but good control by KrasS thus far.
This guy.
Oh, Zid. Left, right. Go on, Zealot. Try and chase. There is that SCV also sat behind the mineral line as well at TAiLS' base, so he could throw down an engineering base. Oh, no, never mind. Nexus does go down. But
yeah.
At least he gets confirmation of it, right?
Oh, he's going to lose. No, he's not. He almost tried to lose that. Okay, he did lose
he does.
But the problem is that, yes, the bunker's completed, but KrasS is in the same kind of weird position he was previously, where he's not really going to have the easiest time when the Stalker and Mothership Core arrive to deal with mining from his natural.
Yeah.
There is a hidden SCV, by the way, on the natural of TAiLS, and that's going to be to scout out anything. Oh, he's almost lost the Stalker on the other side.
He's trying to chase it down with those Marines, and does not get it. Just
Mothership
barely
Core
gets
is going to
away.
get pretty much every unit here.
Yeah, these Marines are going to die
Stalker's
really
going to
fast.
regenerate shields and shoot from the high ground, maybe one shot.
I don't even think, he doesn't even need to shoot with that Stalker, right? I think that was a little bit risky. Whoa! Well,
Now
it's
he loses all the
recharging.
Marines. And now he doesn't have any Marines to defend the natural again now.
Yeah.
And if TAiLS does throw down, the probe actually sees the SCV, so I think TAiLS shouldn't even try. Oh god, he's going to throw down 4 gateways. 5 gateways, and 5 in total, that is. The SCV spots it immediately.
Can you stop this? Well, I guess you throw down a lot of bunkers, right, and just try and deal with it that way. But I still feel this puts KrasS in a horrible position.
He just needed the bunker down super fast on the natural, and then you don't have to deal with this.
Yeah.
The bunker was a little bit late. And obviously it was a 12 gateway, not 13, so the Zealot was there a little bit earlier than it would do usually, which is something to bear in mind. But he's even seen all these additional gateways on.
He knows what's up. But unfortunately, he can't really do too much about it. The pylon's already down at the front. Warp Gate's going to finish in a second. And once these 4 gateways kick in terms of production, yes, he has 4 barracks worth of production himself. But breaking down that ramp, unless he does it right now...
Yeah, he's not going to.
Yeah.
So a big focus point for TAiLS should be probably just to keep probe production going on. Because the gateway threat is so big that, like you said, it's going to be hard to mine from his natural. I don't even know why he's trying to take his command center down. With so many gateways coming in. He has to go. He
has to go before all of this comes out, and he is going to go for it. That one Zealot will end up dying along with these 2 Stalkers very quickly, and now that he's...
go back up.
No, go...
That's really good for him to go back up. Well, I'm looking from TAiLS' side. It depends on which side I'm looking for. But he can force with this all day long. The factory begins. Now, if I'm TAiLS, I'm chrono boosting my main Nexus. I'm taking the gases and teching up.
Could KrasS not have stayed at the bottom, though, and kind of just shut that down?
I think he would have lost too much.
You think?
Yeah, with Guardian Shield, Force Fields around that as well, it would have cut up nicely. From this position, KrasS is just looking at a 0-2. His opponent has put an amazing gridlock on him.
Yeah.
Look at the probe count. It's 39 now. With Chrono Boost in there, he's going to be able to saturate from his gases very soon. He's only like 3 or 4 probes away from full saturation.
And because he went for 4 barracks to try and beat out his opponent's production, he doesn't have access to the starport quickly at all. So he's going to have a really difficult time of breaking down this ramp.
Yeah, I go +1 attack Colossus all in from here. I'd say something along those lines. Because obviously TAiLS is in an all-in position, you don't really need to use Immortals. You got enough time to get up to Colossus at this point. Chrono Boost into the Forge, get these upgrades down. I think this is a perfect map to just go for, or perfect situation just to go for the Colossus all-in. The Hallucinated Phoenix here will actually check. Oh, I didn't see that command center. Oh, sorry, I wasn't looking.
Sneaky command center.
That's kind of cool from KrasS. That helps out the situation a bit. But you can see the starport, he knows the timing of it now, so he knows how long he can stay.
Yeah, that's very good information here for him. But unfortunately, he's kind of got a bit unlucky as TAiLS with not seeing this command center in this specific spot. And wise of KrasS actually to just throw all the mules down there and try and get as much out of it as possible as quickly as possible.
Yeah, this is really nice from KrasS. This is helping out a lot. It's basically like he's mining from 2 bases now. Still, well, he is mining from 2 bases. It's like he had it.
But then he just saw it with those warpins of Stalkers, so now the Mothership Core comes over there and says, hello.
Yeah, I think this is like a maybe force field the ramp and then leave moment now, because the starport is pretty much done.
Yeah.
You can go pick off the mules and SCVs from this and then fall back onto your Colossus, which is being chrono boosted out here. This all-in is not going to be as strong as it could have been if this command center wasn't mine, because he wouldn't have had all this extra money. But KrasS supply blocked a little bit there to build 3 supply depots.
And that's a sorry sight here for KrasS, having lost that command center. So now, what does KrasS? I guess he just has to go straight for an attack or something. Coming back from this economical deficit is not easy. 47 workers.
Nice drop on this natural, but the Mothership Core's back already. With a couple of warpins in the main base, shouldn't really do anything. And to be honest, if he loses medevac full of units, that would not help out against... I wouldn't help out with anything.
KrasS very thankful that his opponent doesn't have Blink right now, and we'll get out with that one. But unfortunately for him, the follow-up of those Colossi with the Thermal Lance might just do a little bit too much damage here to KrasS.
Oh, KrasS has got... He should be building Viking... Well, how many medevacs has he got?
He's going to have 5
3.
soon.
5, ideally would have been 4, and then Viking production. 4 is fine. +1 attack being chrono boosted out, cost being chrono boosted out. No additional probes been added on here. He's just at a comfortable 47. And then I think that we'll just see Stalkers being added on consistently. Maybe go with 2 Colossus, focus very heavily on the Viking control. I don't think KrasS has realized that this is probably just going to be an all-in.
Yeah.
Surely he would have started Viking production earlier. He needs, if he builds anything other from the starport than what it is going to be.
Well, for KrasS, he's actually not doing too bad a job here in terms of the damage in the main. Getting us a couple of workers as well as a cannon, trying to retreat out as well.
Nice. And a stim forward on the natural too. This one won't do as much as he hopes. He'll get a couple of procures, which is always nice. But this is actually getting a lot more than I thought he would do there.
But at the same time, if he loses all this army, then what stops the counter-attack?
Yeah, that's true. That's the flip side here.
Yeah, so
and he loses a lot of that. So you probably have to... Oh, he doesn't have Mothership Core either. Just lost that. Oh, with cleaning up these, okay, that's enough. So with cleaning up these, you just go right now. You've lost way too many probes, like way too many. 22 probes. You have to attack. There's no bunkers. Why is it? KrasS! No Vikings. KrasS! No!
Think KrasS might
die.
No!
He's building the bunkers now, but it's really late. No Vikings.
Where are the Colossi? Oh, okay, they're there. I was wondering where they were going. This might be bad for KrasS.
There's a few units left over from TAiLS to deal with these medivacs. But this isn't bad. This is terrible. At least there's a planetary fortress, weirdly enough, on this natural.
Nice. Planetary fortress for the win.
But still. Oh, this is bad.
Yeah, bunkers get salvaged. He's going to try and put all of his hopes in the planetary fortress, but the force fields, they wrap around here. And bye-bye planetary fortress. So much damage from TAiLS.
No, KrasS.
No, GG.
GG. TAiLS moves on to the final game of the evening, beating out KrasS, who unfortunately is eliminated in the round of 32 at the World Championship Series Europe Premier League. But that now means that TAiLS maybe can beat Baby Knight to make it to the live show next week, which is obviously the ultimate goal here from playing from Korea.
And I have to agree. That's TAiLS' best option here in terms of actually advancing on. Baby Knight was concerned that the coin flippy builds going into a PvP against TAiLS could catch him out. So there is the possibility here that we see TAiLS advancing on. But Baby Knight's no pushover in PvP.
That's right. He's very, very good and must come into this as a favorite. But can that be toppled here by TAiLS? He's beaten out KrasS, and well, he's just one series away from making it to the round of 16.
All right. So after the break, guys, we shall find out who actually advances on. Will it be MVP TAiLS, or will it be Millennium's Baby Knight?
Pure precision with a true 8200 DPI Pro Aim laser sensor. Get pure speed with a 32-bit Turbo Core V2 processor. Get pure command power with the Easy Shift button duplicator. Get pure atmosphere with a 16.8 million color lighting system. Rocket Cone Pure.